When every door is closed, when you feel trapped, when every door around you is closed, and when your heart whispers, there is no way forward, remember this: the one who created the heavens and the earth does not need a door to open. He simply says, "Be," and it is. Trust in Allah, for He specializes in creating a way where none exists. Your situation may look impossible today, but Allah can turn it around in the blink of an eye. The key is to hand your burden to Him and watch how He replaces your despair with a miracle you never imagined. Remember, what seems impossible to you is not impossible for Allah. He is the one who split the sea for Musa, peace be upon him, when his people were cornered with no escape. The same Lord who opened that way can open doors in your life that you never imagined could exist. Often, when the believer reaches their lowest point, it is actually the beginning of Allah's greatest help. But patience is the key. You may look at your situation and see no solution. Yet Allah looks at your situation and knows exactly when, how, and through whom He will deliver you. This is why trust in Him is not an option but a necessity. Without it, the burden becomes unbearable. But with it, even the darkest nights shine with hope. When the path seems impossible, Allah is teaching you that your strength alone cannot carry you. You are meant to turn back to Him, to drop to your knees in dua, and to seek His help above all else. True reliance on Allah is not simply saying, "I trust Him," but living with a heart fully surrendered to His wisdom. It means acknowledging that no matter how hard you plan or how strong you become, the outcome rests with Him alone. This reliance removes fear of people, of the future, and of failure. When you realize that your Rabb is the one who controls everything, your heart finds a calmness that nothing in this world can shake. Sincere reliance is about combining effort with trust. You tie your camel, as taught by the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and then leave the results in Allah's hands. Without effort, reliance becomes laziness. Without reliance, effort becomes arrogance. But when the two meet, a believer lives in balance. This trust gives you patience to wait, strength to endure, and hope to believe that the unseen is already working in your favor. It transforms every difficulty into a lesson rather than a disaster. The power of sincere reliance lies in how it frees you from the chains of this dunya. People may disappoint you, wealth may slip away, and health may decline, but the heart that relies on Allah never collapses. Why? Because its anchor is unshakable. When we think of the sea splitting for Prophet Musa, peace be upon him, it was not just a miracle for that moment in history. It was a timeless reminder of how Allah comes to the aid of His servants. Imagine standing before an ocean with an enemy behind you and no way out. Logic would say it's over, but Allah teaches us that His power begins where human ability ends. What appears impossible to us is only a command away for Him. Today, we may not face a literal ocean, but we do face situations that feel just as overwhelming. Debts that seem impossible to repay, illnesses that seem incurable, relationships that appear broken beyond repair. Yet the same Lord who split the sea is the one who hears your dua in the quiet of the night. When reliance is pure, He opens exits you never imagined, guiding you to safety when all doors seem closed. There are moments in life when everything feels dark, when burdens weigh heavy and the soul feels suffocated by despair. In such moments, people wonder if there will ever be relief. The truth is, every darkness that a believer experiences is only temporary, for Allah never leaves His servant without a way forward. His mercy is such that He transforms the deepest gloom into radiant clarity. Darkness is not always a punishment. Sometimes it is preparation. Allah allows you to taste moments of emptiness so that when He blesses you with guidance, you hold on to it with gratitude. The night before Fajr is the darkest, yet it is only moments away from the first light. In the same way, the trials that surround you are often the final stretch before relief, the last test before the breakthrough that will change your life forever. When we speak of a divine shift, it is not just external circumstances changing. It is the heart awakening. A person who once wandered in heedlessness suddenly discovers the sweetness of faith. What was once meaningless becomes filled with purpose. This transformation is not accidental, but a direct intervention from Allah, who turns hearts and uplifts those who seek Him sincerely. That shift from inner chaos to inner peace is the greatest gift a human can receive. Fear is one of the most powerful emotions that can paralyze a person. It creeps into the heart and whispers that failure is inevitable, that the future is uncertain, and that struggles are too overwhelming. Yet Allah reminds us that He is greater than every fear. True courage is not the absence of fear, but the ability to release it into the hands of Allah and continue walking with trust. When you let go of fear, you make space for faith to grow. Fear clouds the mind, but faith brings clarity. Fear makes you see obstacles as permanent walls, while faith reveals them as doors waiting for Allah's command to open. The moment you surrender your anxieties to Allah, your heart begins to taste a peace that no worldly assurance can provide. At its core, fear thrives in the unknown. We fear what tomorrow holds because we cannot control it. But faith teaches us that tomorrow is already known to Allah, and He has promised that He never burdens a soul beyond what it can bear. When this reality settles in the heart, the unknown no longer feels frightening. It feels like an opportunity to witness Allah's wisdom unfold. Letting go of fear is not about recklessness. Islam encourages balance, taking precautions while placing trust in Allah. The Prophet, peace be upon him, once advised a man to tie his camel and then trust in Allah. This balance teaches us that faith complements effort, and that fear has no place when both are combined. There is a unique calm that settles in the heart when you place your full trust in Allah. The noise of the world begins to fade. The weight of fear lifts, and you find yourself resting in a peace that cannot be bought. This is the gift of tawakkul. Every one of us faces storms of uncertainty, of loss, of confusion. But the believer who trusts Allah finds calm even in the eye of the storm. He knows that the one who created the storm also controls the winds. True trust does not mean you will never feel pain. It means that even in pain, your heart is steady. You no longer drown in anxiety about tomorrow because you know Allah has already written your tomorrow, and He is the best of planners. When you trust Allah, your heart is no longer a prisoner of what if. You stop replaying past mistakes and stop obsessing over future fears. Instead, you live with calm in the present, knowing Allah is with you now and will be with you tomorrow. The calm of trust is like shade in the desert. The sun of life burns, but faith provides relief. You may still feel the heat, but you are protected by the cool assurance that Allah is guiding your steps. My beloved brothers and sisters, every single one of us has miracles written in our lives by Allah Almighty. These miracles may not always come in the form of seas parting or mountains moving, but they unfold in ways that remind us Allah's hand is in every detail. Walking into those miracles requires faith, patience, and trust in the unseen plan of our Creator. The greatest miracles often come disguised as challenges. What feels like loss today may turn into a doorway of blessings tomorrow. When you surrender your pain to Allah, He turns it into a miracle of growth, patience, and strength that you never imagined you could carry. Walking into miracles begins with dua. Every sincere prayer you make plants a seed. You may not see it sprout immediately, but one day Allah allows it to blossom in a way that makes you realize He never forgot you. The miracle is not just in the answer, it is in the timing and wisdom behind it. A believer walks into miracles by refusing to give up. When others despair, the believer says, "My Lord is with me, and He will guide me." That persistence attracts divine openings because Allah never lets the effort of His servant go to waste. Walking into miracles also means letting go of your timeline. Allah does not operate according to our clocks. His plan is always perfect, and His timing is always right. The miracle often comes the moment you least expect it, when your heart is most in need of His mercy. Miracles are written uniquely for you. Do not compare your journey to someone else's. What Allah writes for you is perfectly tailored to your needs, your tests, your growth. Trust that your miracles are as real as theirs, even if they look different. The greatest miracle awaiting every believer is Jannah. No eye has seen, no ear has heard, and no heart has imagined the beauty Allah has prepared. Walking into that eternal miracle begins with the steps you take today in prayer, in kindness, in faith. My brothers and sisters, life will always present us with walls that seem unbreakable, valleys that appear too deep, and storms that feel endless. But never forget, the one who brought you into this world knows every detail of your struggle. When you choose to trust Him completely, you will see doors open where there were no walls, light shining where there was only darkness, and calm after the fiercest storm. So leave your affairs in the hands of Allah. Continue walking with faith and know that He will never let you down. Your miracle is already written. Just trust Him until it arrives. Ameen.